So, over the past about a week at this point, we have heard about Modern Warfare 2. We have gotten information about Modern Warfare 2, some rumors, some leaks, and a couple teasers. We've done a whole lot of speculation, made a few videos on it and stuff, and I just realized, why don't I just go and play it? So we are here over on Modern Warfare 2. We're on IW4X, which is basically like a modded client of the game that actually has like all of the best shit from a lot of different Call of Duties kind of mashed into Modern Warfare 2's engine. For example, on Modern Warfare 2, we didn't have the M40, but here it is from COD 4 and all of its glory. Probably gonna go with the intervention here though. Extended mags, Red Tiger, handguns, we go with the Gold Desert Eagle, Semtex, Stun, Ninja. See, this is what needs to exist in the next Call of Duty, that we need Ninja Pro. Invisible to heartbeat sensors, plus footsteps are silent. Copycat, because we don't use painkiller, that's disgusting. Oh, they removed it. Good, see, they know exactly what it is. They have Juice, Martyrdom, Final Stand, Copycat. If you were a man of honor, you use Copycat. So during the time that people wanted to sit there and tell me that it doesn't matter whether I call it Modern Warfare 2 with the number 2 or MWII, be able to differentiate which Modern Warfare 2 we're talking about. Had quite a few people tell me that I am just saying shit and turning shit into a bigger deal than it actually is. So if it doesn't really matter what we're naming it and what we're calling it and everything, and if we're gonna actively ignore what Infinity Ward and Call of Duty themselves have called it with the 2 Roman numerals instead. Hold on, I forgot to put on tack insert. Can't go without that. I forgot that it even existed. Surely just naming this video MW2 just like the other ones won't cause any kind of confusion whatsoever. Oh, okay. My shit crashed. Awkward. You know, graphically speaking, this game doesn't look bad at all. I have anti-aliasing turned off too, so they could definitely smooth out some stuff. And to think how much time I had actually put into this game, it's actually scary to think about. I spent the majority of my teenage years playing this shit. Aiming feels weird. Now, I don't know. So they recently added some controller support to IW4X, and to be fair, I didn't put that much game time into IW4X, like maybe a day or 2 playtime, like total like 48 hours or something. I don't know. I recently had to reinstall it, so I don't have any of like previous stats or anything, so there's no dead zone controls or anything like that that you can adjust. That just didn't exist at the time, so controllers always felt virtually the same. There's a difference between the new crispy controller and the old beat up one, but you kind of get used to both of them, their own stick drift and and also, obviously, playing the game at like over 200 FPS, I am not used to that, so yeah, okay, so I have no idea what people are talking about. It could just be IW4X or whatever, but I mean, I'm willing to actually go all the way back and play like an Xbox 360 game just to prove it, but aim assist is actually stronger back here than there is on Warzone. All the people crying and complaining about how strong aim assist, it was stronger on here. Another very interesting thing also is that, oh shit. Woo, I was about to multi it, I feel it. On top of the aim assist and shit, like, generally, man, this shit is smooth. What the fuck? Is that Robert Bowling with a thing over his face? Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. The snipers did not have any glint or anything like that back on here, so you was just getting sniped left and right. Oh, I bet if I use a Bear 50 cal, I can actually hit something, but the amount of 5-ons and multis and trick shots and all that other shit that I've hit on Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, like, I have nothing else that I actually want to hit. I saw that Scope uploaded a video on this. Ended up hitting like a rolling like 9 or 10 man or some shit like that with a 6 on the Barrett 50 cal, and I was like, yeah, we're never getting that kind of shit again. You guys have seen what they gave us in terms of like the Rytech and the M82, right? There's also like no bullet travel time. Like it's all instantaneous hit scan. Only thing that you have to consider at that point is the connection, and you just have to judge how far ahead they actually are as opposed to what they are on your screen. One thing I couldn't believe that they added though, it's so weird to say this, but everything was just so powerful in this game. Everything was strong as shit. All the kill streaks are insanely strong. They're not that hard to get because you can just camp your ass off, but you can also shoot them down insanely easy. By having a cold-blooded class with, you know, the stingers and shit like that, they were very good at taking down the streaks, but if you were really trying to go for a stylish nuke, instead of Harrier Chopper Gunner, you do Harrier AC-130. There's nothing like that dude just screaming at the top of his lungs, enemy AC-130 above! I love that shit. Okay, everybody is using the Barrett. I'll make a Barrett class. I don't give a fuck. I'll make a Barrett class next game. Wait, we have a nuke. All right, GG's. This is literally how basically every single MW2 lobby went. It resulted in somebody getting some kind of nuke. If you did it, it's because nobody was running it. It goes straight into Nuketown. We don't even go to like a pregame or anything. Okay, sorry. I'll dip out, I guess. All right, let's make a Barrett 50 cal class real quick. We could go extended mags on the 50 cal, but that was always kind of overkill. And for whatever reason, it always felt like FMJ just gave you a little bit more consistency, but I don't know if it actually gave you more damage. And again, it just, you see these things here with the thing. It says that it's giving us more damage, but never trusted any of those stats or anything like that. So when we saw everybody was like, you know, over on Modern Warfare and Warzone and shit, 2019, we were telling everybody like, dude, do not pay attention to any of that shit because it's just lying to you. Oh yeah, I forgot. I thought I had overkill on for having a shotgun as a secondary. They were just secondaries on this game. You just had a shotgun sitting in your pocket. So after you blow through everybody with the Barrett 50 cal, you could swap to your spaz and just destroy them. This is actually so fun. Okay, and then in terms of like my favorite AR, I don't know necessarily what was considered the absolute best AR in the game. I know the F2000 was underwhelming. ACR was incredible accuracy, but it does get out DPS'd by other things. TAR 21, people don't talk about the TAR because of its recoil pattern, and you had other weapons that didn't have nearly as much recoil like the ACR or even the Scar here, and I liked using the Scar, but it had a small magazine. That was its drawback. It did good damage, the recoil wasn't bad at all, but its magazine was smaller. There's drawbacks to like all of them. The FAMAS was insanely powerful along with the M16, although the M16 was not nearly as strong as it was back in like COD 4. M4, respectable, but nobody talks about that TAR 21. Oh yeah, and then you had to choose between a red dot or extended mags. I think most people went red dot. I remember everybody just beaming people with red dots all the time with this shit. Go with the Spaz 12, extended, attack insert, sure. I'm not sniping on this class, but sure. I think I went Scavenger and Ninja. There was basically like no variety in the classes. There were, but they were like far and few in between. Like if you were running something that wasn't whatever first perk with stopping power, like stopping power was always there no matter what. This guy's about to drop a nuke again, so. For some reason, I swear this map was brighter at one point, but maybe not. I just have it on automatic. I don't know if it's making it look better or worse for me, but for some reason, it looks very, very crisp in comparison to what I remember. Going back to the old montages and shit. Ice camming on Nuketown Nuke. Thanks. Very weird. I think I had a class back on MW2 where it was just like literally read off as fuck you. Don't get double nuked. Why would it matter? Humility? What's humiliating is that no one will see it. No one is searching up Modern Warfare 2 nuke streaks anymore, man. You're like 10 years late. No one is watching. If I tried to sit there and post a video of me dropping a Modern Warfare 2 nuke, seriously name it Modern Warfare 2 nuke gameplay, no one is gonna watch that shit. As much as I love and respect this game, you know, years later and stuff like that, this game has clear issues, like absolute dog shit issues, like irredeemable issues that actually never got fixed. It's pretty disappointing. It's like knowing that like one good friendship you had, but somebody just didn't know how to say sorry. Never really got like a formal apology from the devs where it was like, hey man, we had the patch, but I'm so sorry that we couldn't release it. I remember it being said that that patch existed where they actually ended up fixing the one-man army noob tubes and shit like that, but that's all disabled on these servers, I'm pretty sure, so there was no closure with the game. I don't know how else to explain that, you know? And if the rumors are true, we might be seeing Terminal again on, you know, the next Modern Warfare 2. Might see some of the, like, most classic shit, you know what I mean? Like, one map that I think would look really good, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I think a map that would look really good on, like, updated graphics, PC, like the new age of actual like visual fidelity, which we're hearing is like incredible for this next game. You know what map would look amazing with that shit? Favela would look amazing. I always thought Favela looked really nice even back then, even though I didn't like the map that much. It was okay for like trick shotting and shit, but I didn't like playing it. I didn't like how it played out. You only ever hit like a clip in the certain spots and shit like that. I mean, that's the case for like the majority of the maps, I guess, but just felt like you already like didn't have a good time like moving around Favela, and then on top of that, you're gonna end up hitting the clip in the same back spot anyway, on either side of the map. What else should we have here since we're looking at all of it? MP5K was kind of, it was a weird mix, to be honest. UMP, God tier. Vector was actually decent. P90, always respectable. Mini Uzi, yeah, the 74U. I wasn't in this game. This is a COD 4 weapon, I'm pretty sure. This is a COD 4 74U, and then Peacekeeper from BO2? Right? I know the Peacekeeper, it came out later in the game's life cycle, I think. LMGs, and people didn't really use it much, and if they did, you ran into the RPD the majority of the time. And then we had the classic Riot Shield, which was super troll then, because that's the first time we'd ever seen anything close to that. And people would use that shit on, like, Search and Destroy and shit. It would just be, it's so troll. The amount of funny clips that ended up happening from the Riot Shield back on Modern Warfare 2, back when I was playing, you would get made fun of for constantly calling in your nuke. Like, there were people out there that obviously were going for, like, a nuke every single game, but it'd be funny funny though, because they were just sweating their ass off trying to get that, you know, 25 kill streak, and they're hiding the majority of the time. Not aggressive, and if you were to see an actual kill cam of theirs, like a game highlight, if it had existed at the time, it would have been them just sitting there. And the biggest thing that they had done was something that their streaks did, not them. They'll camp out the first 7 for the Harrier, and then it was over. That's it. Game's over. Especially if you were on some shit like Wasteland, where there was no cover to hide from all the streaks, but you could hide in the grass as the guy using the streak. Look at all the ghillie suits. You already know everybody's just sniping and shit. Nowadays, you can't even really tell who's even on your team. Run into Snoop Dogg, and then you run into this guy around the corner, and then you run into a Titan, and then you run into, like, you don't really know who's on what team and what's going on. It's made it pretty clear. It's not that I really have a big issue with it, but it's something that I didn't even realize really happened over time. At this point, it's all about trying to make it obvious enough that the person you're looking at is either your teammate or not, because the uniform is not the way to do it anymore. And that's exactly why they made the 50 cal not good anymore. Look at this. Zero brain activity going on with this weapon. It's insane. It is a shadow of its former self, and to be fair, it probably would have gotten nerfed anyway if they did somehow leak. If they launched the game with a 50 cal that is in that condition, as good as this was, it would be nerfed within weeks. So, I mean, yeah, you guys get the gist of it. I mean, maybe I'll play this a little bit more, you know, get the feel for it back. But, you know, mechanically, the game is a lot different. I mean, unless they do actually remove tactical sprint, or maybe the way that it works or something. I saw some people suggesting, like, hey, maybe we should do the tactical sprint from Vanguard, where you have to kind of, like, gain a little bit of speed first before you can go into the tactical part. You have to start this sprint and then do it, instead of it instantaneously being, like, a burst of speed from tac sprint. There's no sliding in the game, all that shit, so I don't know. I've been hearing rumors that there's actually dolphin diving and shit. I don't know if they're both existent or what, but I need to change my kill streaks. Whenever you set attack in the corner, then somebody kills you and you know they're gonna run up on you and then just kill you off the tack again, it was so personal. I would get so upset. Super weird feeling. I'm not used to being able to ADS in that fast and shit. Like, I just don't remember the timing, the muscle memory. It's there, but it's not. It's super weird. It's like you never forget how to ride a bike, but you could definitely get better at riding a bike. Does that make sense? I haven't forgotten how to play Modern Warfare 2, but a lot of the little nuanced feelings, gotta relearn them again. Why is it only 5v5 now? Why did everybody leave? What the f? This man was planning to actually stab me. You see him? Anyway, MW2 is fun. Surely we don't have to differentiate, no matter how different they actually are.